In the first chapter of our epic Austerlitz wargame, you saw 5 of our club members turn the historical course of this battle on its head. Unlike the 1805 version of events, our players pursued different strategies. It is now the late morning, and the French are driving hard on the Pratzen Heights with Soult, Davout, and Murat's cavalry. But to the north, the Allies have launched a spirited and entirely ahistorical attack to paralyze the French left. Napoleon's only reserve, the Imperial Guard, is yours to command. And in this hour of crisis, you have chosen to support the main offensive led by Marshal Soult against the wavering Allied line atop the Pratzen Heights. Clearly, you have an aggressive temperament as a commander, and you have sensed the moment is right to land a knockout blow. Our French players eagerly set out to obey your orders, committing the vaunted Imperial Guard.
You know, is this the guard?
Mm-hmm.
Then I would expect they wouldn't be hiding behind trees to form up an attack.
Well, this is the guard that, knows what happens when they screw stuff up.
With the weight of the French army converging on the Pratzen Heights, Tom and Ed must decide where to commit Duke Constantine's Russian Imperial Guard. Hesitant to send their only reserve into what now feels like a doomed attempt to hold the heights, Tom hedges his bets, keeping the guard in the center, but angling them to fend off any sudden breakthroughs. It's a cautious and non-committal approach, but one that will prove to be forward-thinking later in the day. Going into the 1 p.m. turn, both sides are hoping to win the initiative.
All right, so I believe we're even up for initiative. Through.
7. Do we have one?
You're minus 1. We're both minus 1.
Yeah. Modified 6.
9.
Modified. We will take the initiative. Any charge declarations, gentlemen?
I got it. 1. So these guys are going to charge there. Mm-hmm. These guys are going to charge here. These guys are going to charge here.
The French win the initiative and use the opportunity to press their attack against the Pratzen Heights. Soult, Davout, and Murat, and now the Imperial Guard, are all converging on the same focal point. Sadly for Tom, that focal point is him, and the pressure is simply too much to bear.
That is a victory of 6.
Yeah.
Attacker victory. You go around.
Now they're back, what, 6 or 15?
Go back 6 straight.
Yep.
And then they go wherever you want.
Okay.
But they got it.
How far back is the total move?
15. Let me make sure.
The Imperial Guard live up to their fearsome reputation, shattering 2 more Allied brigades. Tom's flank is now in a state of what we would safely consider complete collapse. An overwhelming French force has converged on the Pratzen Heights, but in the early afternoon of December 2nd, that French attack starts to become a victim of its own success. With so much strength concentrated in the south, Miles and Dave Un are facing what we would call a traffic jam. There are French units on top of French units, as the envelopment of Tom's position leaves a swirling mess of formations tripping over each other. All the while, a gaping hole has opened in the French center, as Ed's continued pressure in the north keeps Soult preoccupied with holding the line of communication to Brunn open. Ever since he emerged from the fog on turn 2, Ed has energetically dictated the initiative on the northern end of the battlefield. Largely isolated and without aid from Napoleon, Dave Trois manages to parry each Russian blow by further contracting his position, checking Ed into a bloody stalemate. To stave off defeat, the Allies desperately need to land a counterpunch. But where? Tom thinks he may see an opening. You may recall that 2 hours earlier in our battle, Tom made the rather conservative decision not to commit his Russian guard into battle. Well, that patience is about to pay off. Duke Constantine now advances to threaten the French center. While the French try to sort out their traffic jam on the Pratzen Heights, Miles sends his closest available formation, the Imperial Guard, to meet Tom's challenge head-on. It's destined to be the heavyweight title match, Imperial Guard versus Imperial Guard. As the French surge up the slope into battle, they come face to face with a battery of Russian 12-pounders. And the great thing about historical wargaming is that sometimes the dice do funny things.
Oh!
What the heck?
Oh!
12
Doubles.
Destiny!
Destiny.
Destiny. 5 DT. All right, here's Destiny.
Oh!
11.
That's probably good.
Good
Good for you.
It's really wild. Unsightly demise. A stray howitzer embeds itself in the opposing brigadier's midriff.
Oh!
The poor fellow's never seen again. Opposing brigade falters.
It would be division.
Division falters.
Wow. Well, parts of them are seen all over the battlefield.
Yeah, that's definitely.
But we can put them back together.
You know, it's so awful that it causes the entire brigade to go, ew.
The gruesome death of General Oudinot at the head of the French Guard is a stunning, unexpected blow that has the added impact of causing the entire French division to falter. Miles does rally them a turn later, but that critical one-turn delay is enough time for the Allies to shuffle their lines. Ed's cavalry rapidly pulls back to screen his infantry, and, together with Duke Constantine's guards, they reform into a well-organized defensive front. The French have control of the field and have mauled the Allied left wing, but the majority of the Russo-Austrian force will be in position to disengage back to Olmütz. This is a French victory, without question, but not the complete annihilation that Napoleon achieved in 1805.
Well, gentlemen, that was a hard-fought battle. Well played by the
Well played.
Allies.
Yes.
Excellent game.
Pleasure.
It's not going to play well in Paris.
Yes, but I am Paris, so I'm not worried about that.
Well, I thought it was a great battle. I mean, there was a lot of surprises. So thanks, Greg, for keeping us guessing. That was great. But really, I was on edge, especially when this attack boiled up here. When you guys kind of shifted down there, I had hoped to have a quiet day.
We had hoped for you to have a quiet day also, Tom, but Greg's a little surprised at adding another section of the table filled with Austrians and Russians with bayonets may have changed our mind a little bit.
Surprised me, I know that.
But Dave Moon, you played a defensive battle very well. You got banged up a lot, but you held the ground and allowed us to pivot and attack and take the heights.
Yeah, I was not expecting the flat Earth to extend that direction.
We're a little disappointed. We'll have to
I
talk
was
to our
expecting
scientists.
it down here.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed our first Choose Your Own Adventure wargame. If you did, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. We want to thank Total Battle Miniatures for their support, and of course, our amazing patrons on Patreon. If you want to watch the other alternate ending to this wargame, click here and check it out.